Elaine Thompson-Herah, 10.54 PB, was skipping the 2025 track and field season the right move. Plus, the greatest of all time, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, does it again. And Grand Slam track, triumph or tragedy? Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel if this is your first time here. Thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button to continue to go. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops a video. Each one today in Peter Lloyd World. Also, enjoy the content. Please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yep. Good to go. Well, first up, let me just say to all Jamaicans across the globe, Happy Emancipation Day 2025. You know that we are all royals. We are the greatest nation of all. And we are the greatest people. So let's get right into it. The greatest of all time, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, the greatest female 100-meter athlete all time, has done it once again. What has she done? She shares on her social media pages. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce wrote, "It's always a privilege to support the families of Waterhouse and Ewerton as they get ready for a brand new school year. Through our SFP Pocket Rocket Foundation Back to School Treats, children went home with big smiles, brand new bags, tasty snacks, and book vouchers to help them start the term strong. Huge thanks to our amazing partners and sponsors for making it all possible. Your support is shaping brighter futures, one child at a time." And if you don't know, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce has been doing this for many, many years, giving back to the communities of Waterhouse and Ewerton, communities which mean so much to her. Big up to you, great queen. Now, recently we saw Gabby Thomas, the reigning Olympic champion in the women's 200 meters, the United States athlete, post this in a response to a post by Grand Slam Track. Now, if you don't know, Grand Slam Track had their inaugural season this year in 2025, where Michael Johnson said he would save track and maybe, well, he said he would save track, but he doesn't think he could save field. Well, it appears as if, and I mean, I'm sure you've been hearing this on and off, that $13 million is owed by Grand Slam Track to athletes and participants. And of course, Michael Johnson and his team are taking a lot of heat. So what we decided to do is we realized that the great Justin Gatlin and his co-host Rodney Green, they tackled this by speaking to the man himself, Michael Johnson, about monies owed, etc. And we took the liberty of sort of amalgamating some of this conversation because I think Ready, Set, Go did an incredible job. I mean, I don't think I could have done a much better job than they did. Now, as I alluded to at the very beginning of the video, Gabby Thomas posted this on a Grand Slam Track post. She wrote, "So dope, please pay me," smiley face. But I don't think she was smiling. A lot of the athletes are owed lots of money. As I said, Michael Johnson made many big statements, but I also am aware of the fact that starting anything new, particularly an entire track and field league, is not cheap. It takes a time and there are going to be growing pains. And if you follow this channel, you know that I personally want Grand Slam Track to succeed because I think they have changed track and field forever. It stated here, Gabby Thomas is one of the athletes in search of unpaid money from Grand Slam Track. She's begging for her portion of the $12 million that was promised to her by Michael Johnson's rapidly failing enterprise. I don't know if I agree with the last part of that because I know there are growing pains. But let's see how Justin Gatlin and his co-host Rodney Green of Ready, Set, Go handled it.
You've made some bold statements coming into the world of track and field as the position of Grand Slam. You said, I can save the sport. I can save track, but I can't say feel. Do you feel like some of those statements did not age well? And do you still feel that way? Or do you look to make a difference and a change because you see how hard it is to get to the goal that you truly desire, which is to help the sport?
I was asked in an interview, just like I'm doing this interview. So, Michael, I know you feel like you can save track. Do you think you can save field? And my answer was, I think I can save track. I don't think I can save track and field. That was my answer to the question. I'm in the public eye. It is what it is. If people want to say that I said that, okay, I put myself out there. I have to take it. You came out and made a bold statement. You came out and made a bold move with Grand Slam track. And right now, you haven't made good on that promise. I have to keep working and keep moving, and our team will. And we will see ultimately how this ages. But as of today, we know where we are. We got a lot of work to do.
And I agree with that statement. Michael Johnson and his team definitely have a lot of work to do.
We raised the money at the end of 2023. So not included in everything that you mentioned was all of 2024. We didn't start spending money that we raised when we got to Kingston, Jamaica for the first meet in order to get people excited about Grand Slam track, in order to actually build the whole thing. So we had salary for all of 2024. So we had salary for all of the folks that we brought onto the team. We've got marketing to build up the league and build a brand. You've got legal and operating costs, and go out and then negotiate television rights deals that we were able to do, and go out and negotiate sponsorship deals. Then there's also venue build out. People looked at it, and you guys probably did too, and oh man, these venues look amazing. Yeah, that cost a lot of money, but it's a good investment. And the reason we have interest right now from investors and new sponsors, major sponsors, and the reason why they're excited about Grand Slam track is because they saw the sport in a light that presented it in a way that they hadn't seen before. They saw it presented in a way that put the athletes on par with other professional athletes and other professional sports, and it created excitement. So I don't regret that. You know, those costs they're significant. I don't regret that they are. That cost is significant in order to actually make a bold step with the sport, create a new league from scratch.
Okay, so what is the next move? And Rodney Green asks this directly of Michael Johnson.
And you guys still were posting on socials. You guys, I think you posted somebody like Gabby Thomas and was like Aura. And then she was like, pay me my money. A lot of people in business don't understand you're the face, but there's a board and there's a whole lot of moving parts behind the face that allows people to direct all their energy to you. How do you handle that? How are you going to handle the $13 million in debt? When will that be paid?
We're going to try to get this right as soon as we possibly can, but it is a process, and we've explained that process to them. When I raised the original funds for this venture, that took 8 months to raise that.
So is Grand Slam track triumph or tragedy? I mean, they made such a big splash. We were all talking about it, myself included. I want Grand Slam track to succeed because I believe that athletes need to be compensated far better than they're being compensated. And the fact that the very fact that Grand Slam track came along with these big prizes, we saw the Diamond League improve their financial incentives. So I think this is only in the best interest of track and field, not to mention the fact that social media persons like myself and journalists and stuff, it simply gives us more to do. There are more meets, better for the athlete. So is it a Grand Slam track tragedy or is it Grand Slam track triumph? I'll give my opinion at the end of the video.
Away first time. This time, and Thompson-Herah into her running, fourth from left. Thompson-Herah also going very well. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, Richardson's nowhere. What a performance there. It's the fastest in the world this year. 10:54 the winning time.
At the Prefontaine Classic 2021, Elaine Thompson-Herah ran the second fastest 100-meter ever ran all time, a time of 10.54. In fact, some people, including the announcer on the day, basically, what he said, this to some people is the official world record because the current world record has many question marks beside it. Now, we're not doing this video to disparage anyone. We're trying to focus on this young lady. You see, Elaine Thompson-Herah had an incredible 2021. Not only did she run this incredible time of 10.54, to which no one has come even close thus far, apart from, of course, the world record holder, who unfortunately is no longer with us, God rest her soul. She also set a new Olympic record in the women's 100 meters for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which actually took place in 2021. And at the time, ran the second fastest 200 meter all time of 21.53. And 21.53 remains the third fastest 200 meter ever ran by a young lady. Of course, Sharika Jackson now has the second fastest 200 meters all time. Now, what was even more remarkable about this accomplishment is that Elaine Thompson-Herah had repeated the double. She became the sole double-double Olympic gold medalist in the sprints all time, meaning at the Rio Olympics in 2017 or 2016, she won both the 100 and 200 meters. And then in 2021, she repeated this incredible feat, winning the 100 and 200 meters, and as I said, in the process ran the second fastest 200 meter all time, at that time 21.53, and set, which is still the Olympic record of 10.61 in the women's 100 meters.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
But in previous videos, I have said that my personal understanding of what happened, based on the numbers and the science, is that because of the pandemic, she was forced to rest throughout the entire 2020 season. There was no track and field really throughout the 2020 season, certainly no outdoor track and field season. And as a result, her Achilles heel, which has been her plague since 2017, she acquired that injury in 2017. That injury was given an opportunity to heal, or certainly to be much better than her running on this injury constantly. Because remember, she had not fixed the injury. What was brilliant about her relationship with MVP was not only did they produce the second fastest 100 meter female sprinter all time and the third fastest 200 meter female sprinter all time, but they were able to manage an injury that no one else thus far has been able to manage efficiently. Well, with the exception of Ms. Osborne, who herself was a coach at MVP. So why is this important? Well, I'll tell you why it's important. Now, respected journalist, Leighton Levy, well, he reported this. She, in quotes, Elaine Thompson-Herah, has been training in Spain with Elite Performance Track Club. End quote. Prestigious sports journalist Leighton Levy has confirmed that Jamaica's Elaine Thompson-Herah, the fastest woman alive, has recently been back training with Elite Performance Track Club at their European base in Spain. It's unconfirmed if the move is temporary or permanent. So why is this important? Well, the question I have to ask is clearly, Elaine Thompson-Herah has skipped the entire 2025 track and field season. We've just not seen her run. She was clearly injured. So the question is, was this the right decision to simply skip the entire 2025 season? Now, the last time we saw her run was at the NYC Grand Prix in, I think it was 2024, where this was the outcome.
And like I said, Elaine Thompson-Herah came last in 11.48. But people, watch the race and you tell me what you think. It was evident to me she started out really well. She was beginning to look like Elaine. And just when she would normally start, really hit her top end speed, you could see her literally just stop run. Something went wrong.
5. Leah Hobbs on her inside. Away they go. Good start in lane 6 from Salira Barnes. Aaliyah Hobbs on the inside of Thompson-Herah, who's got some ground to find, and the Kinnison's running well right on the outside as well. Coming up towards the line, that's very tight.
She immediately took one of her sneakers off and then hobbled over to sit down on the track. Watch. She is literally limping. She took the shoe off. Something is wrong. Now look back at the race. This is the last 30 of the race. She stops running. You can see it there. She literally stops running. Now,
this, of course, is my 2 cents. So, did Elaine Thompson-Herah do the right thing by skipping the entire 2025 season to now be training in Spain, as reported by Leighton Levy, a highly respected sports journalist? Now, I brought up what I brought up earlier in the video, that in 2021, she had an incredible season. And I think primarily due to the fact that she was able to give her Achilles heel a break. Because of the pandemic in 2020, she couldn't run. So she basically spent many months not running. This gave her Achilles heel an opportunity to heal as much as it could, and or to create a situation where it healed just enough to bring her back, not just to peak performance, but beyond the peak performance. The fact is, since 2017, Elaine Thompson-Herah had not lived up to the expectations of 2016, and this was primarily because of the Achilles heel injury that we were all fully aware of. After she did this remarkable performance in 2021, in 2022 into 2023, her performance got less and less impressive. She ran slower and slower times. There was a brief moment when she was being coached by Shanique Osborne, formerly of MVP, who now coaches Brian Lavelle, who clearly is a brilliant female coach, a brilliant coach, period. But that coach, Osborne, had the experience of working with MVP while they were managing her injuries. Now, that break in 2020, an enforced break, not a break that she consciously took. As I said, the entire world had shut down, so she couldn't do anything. She was forced to rest, and that gave her Achilles heel time to recover. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I have no proof of this. This is purely speculation on my part. But it's kind of common sense speculation based on the science. If you have an injury that you're running on continuously that has to be managed, if that injury is given an opportunity to rest, to take a break for almost 12 months, normal thoughts would be that you would be able to do phenomenal things with that injury rested. I've often wondered why they don't just, do an operation, and maybe they did and I'm unaware of it. But I think based on this fact that after that long 2020 break, she came back and ran 10.54. She barely missed that world record. If the win had just been a +1 world record, she ran 21.53, an incredible time over the 200 meters. This is after a year's rest. So do I think that her taking the opportunity to not run in 2025 was the optimal and correct decision? Unequivocally, people, yes, she needed to rest. I am believing that if the Achilles injury has recovered enough, the only challenges she's going to have at this point are scar tissue injuries, which is a result of running on this injury for so long, and possibly her age, because I think she's 32 now or 33. So she may not be, because look, people, everybody is not Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. I call her the greatest of all time for many reasons, not just because of her PB of 10.60, the third fastest, and all those accolades, but at 38, you're not supposed to run 10.91. Not at 38. That's not 38 for a sprinter, male or female, is like a 90-year-old man. or a 90-year-old woman. This is no exaggeration. Ask anyone in the business. So I do think, however, going back to Elaine Thompson-Herah, that this break, although I don't think it was one that they took consciously, I think they couldn't find a proper coach. I think the injury was just too severe. I think this is going to bode well for her. Of course, I will only know this, and you will only know if I am correct come the 2026 season. But I think whenever she's forced to take a break, whenever she stops running on the Achilles heel, the following year she tends to do extremely well. Now, Grand Slam track. Look, people, I can't imagine that starting a league would be a cheap factor. I mean, especially the kind of league that this gentleman is trying to do. 13 million might seem like a lot of money, but it really isn't a lot of money. They've done very well. I think based on what he seems to be saying, they have new sponsors coming in. And he had said in a previous video, meaning Michael Johnson, that one of their sponsors, due to something happened and that sponsor could not fulfill their financial obligation, which is what left them in this hole. Now, if Michael Johnson is being honest, and I kind of hope that he's being honest, I kind of get that sense about him. They now have new sponsors on board, bigger sponsors, because the truth is Grand Slam track was, it worked. It worked. But you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And so I still don't think it's a tragedy. I do believe that within the next 12 months, these athletes will be paid. Because I really want to see Grand Slam track stick around. Finally, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. The fact that she and her team has done this for, 18 years or something like that? Every year doing these treats, Christmas as well as back to school, is incredible. And hats off to her. She's something special. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So do you think that this, whether it's self-imposed or it was a result of the injury, this not performing, not running throughout the 2025 season, is the right move for Elaine Thompson-Herah? Let me know. Now, don't forget to support the channel. Check out our merch at printfire.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and the like button. Remember, you are royals, kings and queens. And one more time, big up to all yardies on Emancipation Day. Oh, cheerio, baby. Ah, man, I don't even know if that was in the right key. Who cares? It's one of my favorite songs. Remember, I'm a born Jamaican. I'm a son of the soil. Bless us.